Industrial Talk is brought to you by Arduino, the original all-in-one IoT platform. That's right. Go out to arduino.cc and you will find documentations. You will find devices, powerful boards to help you with your digital transformation journey. It's all there. Go out to arduino.cc, find out more, see how you can connect with these professionals to help you along with your digital transformation journey. Arduino.cc. Also, Industry IoT Consortium. At Industrial Talk, we always talk about education. We always talk about collaboration. We're always talking about innovation. And if you're a business that has any desire to be resilient to the future, you need to be able to educate, collaborate, as well as innovate with other industry professionals. That's a must. Industry IoT Consortium brings that all together. You need to be a part of this community. You need to be connected with these leaders that are all a part of the Industry IoT Consortium. Go out to iiconsortium.org. Find out more. Again, you will not be disappointed. You're just going to be happy.
Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, welcome to Industrial Talk, and as you can tell by the noise in the background, it's a buzzing here at FABTECH. We are on site, and we're talking to industry professionals all around the world because they are bold, brave, dare greatly, they are changing lives, and then therefore changing the world. And I'm not, that's not hyperbole, Brent. FYI. I just believe that in my soul.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. All right. We have in the hot seat a gentleman by the name of Brent. You heard him just ever so briefly. You know it's going to be a good conversation. Donaldson is the company. Let's get cracking. All right. How you doing, Brent?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
When did you fly in?
Flew in yesterday. Nice 5 a.m. flight.
Where are you from?
Minnesota. Minneapolis.
Gotcha. Did you have a good, the conference good?
Yeah, it's been really good.
What makes a good conference?
A variety of different things that you can see a lot here. You can see a lot of different things. You see the manufacturers, you see the parts people, you see the software, the service. It's really a good variety, and there's something for everybody here if you're anywhere connected to the industry.
It's true, and I always look at it this way. Better now than ever. You need to connect with individuals that you trust, connect with, it's happening so quickly. Just recognize the fact that, one, you need to be engaged. At a minimum, you hear my voice, you hear Brent's voice, you got to be engaged. At least begin that journey to figure out how to be more efficient, whatever that goal is. All right, you're speaking. Before we get into that, we have a topic at FABTECH, and we're going to be chirping on that. But before we get into that, you got to level set and sort of provide some background on who Brent is.
Sure. So I kind of started my career as an electrical engineer, got into machine-to-machine communications before it was called IoT, and spent about 15 years partially as an electrical engineer and partially as a product manager working on a variety of things in the IoT space. So modules, gateways, clouds.
Trailblazer, you. Digital transformation trailblazer.
Yeah, I was involved back when it was just called machine-to-machine because the technology was so expensive that you could only connect $1 million machines. The technology got less expensive, and all of a sudden we could connect things. They didn't have to be in $1 million machine. So all of a sudden it became the Internet of Things.
Yeah, I always think that somebody was gathered around a table and try to figure out how do we call all this connected capabilities, and somebody said, how about the things? They're just things. So how do I, Internet of Things. All right, there it is. Lock it in. All right, now you're speaking at this conference.
Yep.
What was the topic?
Connected technology.
Speaking of which.
Connected technology enabling new field service models.
Enabling field, so take us a little through, give us a little, what does that mean?
So, traditional field service. So you've got somebody showing up with a van to fix your equipment or do inspection of your equipment. There were two different models. There was break fix. I call you when my machine is broken down, you come out and fix it. Or there's preventative services, where you're coming out every 3, 6 months, a year, inspect the machine, try to predict what's working, what's not. Maybe I can fix the things before you have the breakdown. But that's all before you had connected technology, before you had digital data coming from the machine. Now that field service person or the OEM, the major equipment, they can now monitor your equipment remotely. And so they can see that an alert is coming. They can do predictive analytics and now say, that machine actually is about to fail. We're going to get somebody out there and address it before it actually breaks down. And then
I like that.
Yeah. So it's a whole different model of service of now, and even if there is a problem now, because I can see the data, even though I'm not inside your factory 4 walls, I'm a technician, I can see the data. I know what the problem is. I know what parts I need. I know what the replacement parts are. I know who I need to send out there who's qualified to do the work. So I do know all of that ahead of time because I can see the data that's coming from that machine. And so hopefully I can get out there before it breaks down. But even if it breaks down, I already know what the problem is. I know how I'm going to fix it.
So these devices that are on, that's a refrigerator. That's a washing machine, right?
Yeah.
That's saying, hey, I'm sending data.
Yep.
And I'm sending it where?
So it can go anywhere. So
right, okay, but what's that connected component?
Yeah, so it's going over wireless typically, either to a plant's Wi-Fi network or over cellular, which is more common for us. It's going up to the cloud, and then from there you've got a dashboard, and the beauty of that technology is now you can securely share that data, so I can show if I'm a plant manager, I can have my maintenance teams looking at it, I can have my engineering teams looking at it, but I can also securely share that with the third-party service company that I work with maybe the dealer I bought my equipment from, or maybe the OEM, the actual manufacturer of the equipment, now can all see that data if I choose, and they can all, now that ecosystem of people can help me debug, troubleshoot, service my machines. It's not all reliant on my internal maintenance teams.
I like it, and I don't have to think through it. I don't have to have that, oh my gosh, it failed, I don't know what to do, put the meat into another area, I don't know what, and I like that. How does it, and I get it, it's sort of this is a leading question, but so it's sending data all the time.
Yes.
It's saying, hey, I'm okay, I'm degrading, and then it sends it to the technician or the solution. Mm-hmm. Do you see it as a monthly service? Sort of contract, service as a software type of.
It can be all different levels.
Yeah.
So you could pay for just the software. Just I want that dashboard. I want those alerts. I want you to tell me when it's wrong. You can pay for the software and a third party to monitor it for you. So we do that at Donaldson, where we will monitor the equipment on behalf of the customer. So we have product specialists who understand our equipment.
That's so cool.
So as soon as something comes up, the customer sees it, but we also see it, and we can look at the data and go, okay, we're experts, we know what's wrong, here's what needs to be fixed, and then we can either call the customer and say, here's what we think you need to do, or we can work with a service partner and say, this customer's got a problem, and you guys need to get out there. So from a customer's perspective, it's kind of 3 levels. Just give me the software, but monitor it for me, tell me what to do, or just all in. When there's a problem, you send a tech, fix the problem. I don't even want to know about it if I don't have to.
That would be me.
Yeah.
And just FYI, I would. The only thing that all I wanted to see would be email or some sort of notification. It could be text. I don't care. Just saying, hey, you see something going on. How do you? And it's just an interesting question. How do you deal with maybe faulty data? Right. Let's say it's not failing, but for whatever reason you're getting an unusual, communication.
Yeah.
How do we deal with that?
Well, it's tough, and that's always going to happen. And it could be things from like the actual monitoring equipment's not working, or it wasn't installed correctly.
Yeah.
So it's never going to go away. But it's kind of a hand in hand with the customer to say. And usually you go through that maybe for the first couple of weeks when something first gets installed. You find those kind of out of box issues, and so we'll work directly with the customer sometimes, or we'll usually we have somebody, an installer, a service company on site doing the install. We work with them back forward. Yep, the data looks good. Oh, nope, this data doesn't look good. I think you installed this backwards, swap your airlines, types of things.
Yeah, see that. But the reality is, pretty much everything that can be connected will be connected. It just will be.
Yeah,
right?
Eventually.
It just will be. It started. There's many examples of where it started, but the reality is that refrigerator is going to be connected. Mm-hmm. that washing machine is going to be whatever connected, and either you embrace it or you don't.
Yeah.
But the reality is, you're all connected.
You can come out and sell for us, Scott. You want to come out and talk to
Thank
my
you very
customer?
much. Here's,
that's a great sales
here's
pitch
my
right
resume
there.
right there. But it's going to be, and I don't see any issues with it. Maybe I'm naive. I'm sure you have it locked down from a cyber perspective. They're protected, but it's truly. I want to hear somebody knocking at the door, saying, "Yep, I'm here to replace that compressor. Thank you. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
So, where do you see it going? Now that I've painted that picture, and I didn't want to steal your thunder, but where do you see it going? What are we talking?
I think the end is, and you're starting to see it now, is customers, industrial users paying for the outcome of their machine. I'm not paying for the machine, I'm not paying for the service, I'm paying for the outcome. In Donaldson, we do air filtration, so we eventually want to get to the point where we're just offering you clean air as a service. You're not paying for the filters, you're not paying for the the box, you're not paying for the service. We keep it running with our ecosystem of partners, and you just pay for the output, like your electrical utility or your water. You're just paying for that electricity. You're not worried about the transformer. I think more and more models will move to that, because
I agree with you 100%, and it's sort of, I see where I was as a boy and how we dealt with money, and meaning I got to go to the bank, and it was just a part of life. We're getting to a point where there's a speed at which I want that service to be. I don't want to think about it. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me about changing my filter. I want that filter to be changed.
Yep.
Here. I'll pay you the money, and I don't have to think about it.
Yep. You just want the outcome.
That's it.
Yep.
And I think that we're just getting to that point across the board. I like that.
Yeah, it takes time. There's technical challenges, there's business challenges, but in the end, it aligns everybody at the same goal. The same goal is we want that equipment operating.
Yeah, but it's happening.
Yep.
And it's happening fast.
Yep.
And again, either you're on the train and you're on it, and you're saying I accept it and I'm there, but how do you what's there's always going to be people that are saying, no, I don't want that. It's too invasive. It's too, it's not free for me. What do they do?
As far as the data talking about?
Yeah.
There's going to be industries where that's going to be a bigger concern. There's always going to be data in the plant that you have to keep secured in the four walls, because it's your proprietary data, it's your production data, it's that stuff. But there's so much else that doesn't need that level. It still needs to be secure.
Yeah.
But if you can securely share it with somebody who can use that data to help you, then it benefits everybody involved.
See, it's just an interesting time, and I remember having conversations around data. All of a sudden, data is king, and there's value in that data, and that's my data. Don't cross-pollinate it with other data. That's my data. And it's sort of this can you touch it? No, you can't. You just sort of see it displayed.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, and it's, again, there's a speed at which it's exciting. Now, I'm old, you're not. See how I did that?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, it's an exciting time, and we come here in FABTECH and we see all of this stuff, and I'm never, ever leave events like this not dazzled. And how people are creating new use cases, saying, wow, we can put a device here, zip it, dip, 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 dip.
Yep.
Where do you see, does Donaldson, you're all in on this stuff, but what's the next frontier? What are we doing? Without divulging all of the, sitting around the star chamber, What is that?
Yeah, it's continuing to expand. The technology will continue to get better. We're still at the point
easier.
And easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easier to deploy, easier to manage, and as it gets, cheaper, it becomes easier to deploy. We can monitor a $50,000 dust collector today. Can we monitor a $150 filter? That's a little bit harder to get the economics around that.
But it's going to.
It's going to.
It's going to.
It's going to. 10 years ago, it had to be $1 million piece of heavy equipment to make sense. We'll get there. The technology is just continuing to progress on that way.
It's going to get there. You know what I'm always fascinated is where the data goes. Everybody's talking about the cloud. I think the continent of Australia will be just one big cloud farm. That's it. We're just going to have to relocate everybody over there, and it's just one big cloud farm. That's my prediction. It's completely wrong. Trust me, it's completely wrong.
You never know. You never know.
Oh, yeah, you know. And you're going to walk away saying, that's just crazy talk. How do people get a hold of you, Brent?
I can email me at brent.nelson@donaldson.com.
That's easy peasy. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your flexibility to buzz on here and all that good stuff. I like that conversation. It's exciting.
Not a problem. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It really is. All right, we're going to have all the contact information for Brent out on industrialtalk.com. We are broadcasting on site at FABTECH 2022 here in Atlanta, Georgia. Put this on your calendar because you will not be disappointed. It is a fabulous conference, and you get people like Brent who are providing solutions and solving problems here at FABTECH. So stay tuned. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
All right, once again, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk, and a hearty thank you to Brent Nelson. Donaldson is the company. All his contact information will be out there. I think that you need to connect with Brent because you're not going to be disappointed on that contact. Because it's all about that collaboration. It's all about continuous education. It's all about innovation, and you got to be in the game. Be in the game. FABTECH was the conference. It's so much fun to be able to go to a conference of that size and see the solutions, visit with the people, and just be able to have great conversations around solving problems. And it is just spectacular. There's a lot more to come from this particular conference and FABTECH. But this year, 2023, put that on your calendar. It's a great conference and one worthy of attending, most definitely. All right, as I said, we're going to have another great conversation coming from FABTECH. We're going to have some technology sprints, and we're going to have some more chirpy conversations with other professionals solving problems. So stay tuned. We're going to have another great conversation shortly. So there.